as a cockpit crew, we are delayed for my previous flight due to the strong windy conditions. We are ready for departure, expecting starting in 1 to 2 minutes. Total flight time today, 1 hour. In the descent, we'll get back to you with the latest arrival time and the weather at Berlin. For now, I wish you a pleasant stay on board. Thank you.
Nobody will send over the game. No. I believe we are.
Cabin crew, arm slides.
Beste passagiers, een hele goede middag. Fijn dat u bij ons aan boord bent. Mijn naam is Christel Tetro en namens gezagvoerder, Lens en de gehele bemanning heet ik u van harte welkom op onze vlucht naar Berlijn. Onze vliegtijd vandaag is 1 uur. Een bijzonder welkom voor onze Flying Blue deelnemers. Graag wil ik u iets vertellen over de veiligheidsinstructies aan boord. Om ieders privacy te respecteren is toestemming nodig van passagiers of bemanning voor het maken van foto's of video's. Vanaf nu doen wij de mededelingen voornamelijk in het Engels. Wij wensen u alvast een hele fijne vlucht. Dear passengers, a very good afternoon. My name is Christel Tetro and on behalf of Captain Lens and the entire crew, I wish you a warm welcome on our flight to Berlin. Our flying time today will be 1 hour. We would like to extend a special welcome to our Flying Blue members. In a moment, I would like to explain a few things about the safety on board. And out of respect for everyone's privacy, you must get permission from passengers or crew before taking photographs or videos. Wish you a pleasant flight. We care about your safety and therefore we ask you to stow your hand baggage and larger electronic devices such as laptops during taxi, takeoff and landing, the instructions of the crew. We advise you to read the instructions on the safety on board card. You will find it in the seat pocket in front of you. It is now time for the final cabin check. Please make sure that your tray table has been stowed away and that the back of your seat is in the upright position. Please make sure electronic devices are disconnected from any power supply. We thank you for your attention. On behalf of KLM Royal Dutch Airlines, we wish you a pleasant flight.
Cabin crew, take your seats.